Wait for it. Alright, that's the stuff. Now we can begin. Hello, YouTube, and welcome to that series I was threatening to do in the last Two Chatters. For those of you who are somehow not aware of what this game is, this is Spore. It's a game where YouTubers make unhinged sleep paralysis demons for your entertainment. Nowadays, mostly. Sorry, I'm a little congested this morning. However, my plans for this series are slightly different. I'm going to explain it now, and then we're going to explain that again what's happening when we enter Phase 2 of this series. I really want to do a Spore series. I think back during the old channel, or the older existence of this channel, I did a Spore series. It didn't last very long, for mostly due to technical reasons, as I recall, although I don't really remember all that well. However, sorry, I really probably shouldn't be recording this first thing in the morning, but we'll see how things go. What I'm going to be doing, however, is, I'm sorry, first thing in the morning, is I'm going to, basically go all the way through, like, the first 4 stages of this game, and then we're going to swap over to Stellaris, and depending on what we end up doing in Spore, will determine what kind of Empire we're playing in Stellaris. And, hey, if this works out, I might do a few of these. I have no real plans for what the Spore phase of this is going to be, so don't expect me to be, like, min-maxing or anything. This is mostly going to be me just kind of toying around with various things, just seeing what we get, because otherwise I'd just play Stellaris from the start. But I do like this game. It's a very special, sort of near and dear experience to my heart. I was obsessed with this game back in 2008 when it first came out. Yeah. Anyways, without further ado, let us get started, because I'm probably going to be recording the first couple, like 2 or 3 episodes of this, as we go. So, let's get started. First we have to pick our planet, and I think the planet I want to pick is, let's pick this planet. It's nice and green and blue, actually really, like, artificially. I don't think that's like water. That's got to be like, I don't know, something, but it is not a Now this is something that I didn't think I would have to pick. Okay, this may seem like a weird choice. I'm gonna go with herbivore, because herbivores give more options. That does seem a little backwards, but herbivores in Spore, I always feel, give more options in terms of what you could turn out as. I've done loads of runs where I start as an herbivore and wind up in all kinds of weird configurations. And that's mainly because, sorry, man, it is like the curse. I can never do this with, like, a clear nose. Or, like, on a full night's sleep. It's just the curse. I think this was a big problem with the last Spore series as well. But no. What I was getting at is, for those of you who don't know, in Spore, basically when you make, I'm just going to play normal because I'm not really looking for a challenge, I just want to do goofy stuff, which we call our planet. We shall name our planet, don't worry, I will, like, remember all this during the Stellaris bit, where I'll, like, I'll remember, like, what our planet was called. Our star won't have a name, Actually, it might. I'm not sure. I may have to, like, briefly screw around in Space Stage just to see, like, what our star is called, if it has a specific name. Or is it just called, you know, whatever system, whatever your empire's name is? I have no idea. Or do the stars in Spore have names? I don't think they do. I think they just name the planets. Anyways, in Spore, at the end of every stage, you get one of 3 sort of endings, and depending on which endings you get during all the previous phases in space, you get, like, an overall, like, class, almost? It's weird. I'll explain it more when it comes up for the first time. But for now, we're gonna call this planet, we're gonna call it, fuck, I'm terrible at naming things. I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna call it, you see, I tend to, like, think of what I'm gonna name things, before, like, after I've come up with everything else, because then I feel like I can pick a name that actually has, like, some kind of, you know, weird double meaning or whatever. But, like, I was playing Dune Awakening with my father not too long ago, and I pointed out that I named my character in, like, Fremen as Sand Trash. Kind of joking how, like, I'm not actually playing as a Fremen. I've never met a Fremen in my life. It's just, I just picked something that sounded cool, and then, of course, what they didn't tell me is that, you know, it's just something goofy. Let's just hit randomizer a few times. Of course, Broten. I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to do it. Copious. Copious what? Caucus. You know what? Yes, mainly. Yeah, well, fuck it. We shall go to planet Caucus. There we go. And we shall begin as our little purple sperm. And of course, the lovely cutscene plays. I will actually be quiet during the lovely cutscene. Still try to be. And we are in. Welcome to the Tide Pool. I kind of wish these tutorials wouldn't play every time you started a new game. I feel like after the first time it should be done. But okay. Again, I'm going to assume that anybody watching this already knows what the hell is going on. So we're just going to go around and play a really elaborate Pac-Man for a minute. Probably about, like, 10 minutes. And then that will likely be the end of the episode, honestly. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Oh, hey, I'm, like, around a bunch of people with very sharp teeth. Oh, luckily there's a cutscene for me to hide behind. And... nom 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 nom. There we go. I should probably warn ahead of time. This isn't gonna have any, like, mods or anything, but this is obviously running in a higher resolution than kind of what the game was originally meant to, so if you start noticing any weird graphical glitches, like, you notice the background occasionally is, like, popping in and out, this game was clearly not designed to play in 1080p, and so I am kinda, like, okay, before we, yeah, no, I do expect some things. I know there's at least one cutscene that's going to get kind of screwy because I think the audio was set to a timer, but the frame rate is higher than what, you know, the actual, like, means of... Alright, we're going to collimate now. And... Oh, hello. That's a big thing. But we're gonna... Yeah, I apologize ahead of time if any weird graphical glitches happen. I don't think I've seen a single Spore Let's Play on this, on YouTube that has ever gotten away with, like, not having any, problems attached to it. And so now, we need to think about what kind of creature we're gonna make, and I think probably one of the most pertinent things we could do right from the start is we're going to enhance our mobility a bit. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to add... How many eyes do we want? Because eyes are basically free. Do we want, like, loads of eyes? Do we only just want for one eye? I think I just want for one eye. Or, actually, no, we can have 2 eyes. But, we can have... Actually, you know what? We're not going to have no eyes, but I want these eyes. Sorry. Hold on. I may, like, go blow my nose real quick. Hang on. I'm gonna go do that. Be back in a second. And we have returned. Okay, so... I think... this is going to be, like, a decent enough, like, sort of start for our creature. Something to stop things from better chasing us, something to stop things from, like, taking our food from us. And what kind of color should we be? I think we should be... I like that. It can be like a blue ring octopus. Yeah, let's be like a blue ring octopus. And now we have to name our creature. So we're from Caucasus, which I'm probably just going to call Cock a lot. I'm not, because I am a child like that. The brow of my humor is not particularly high. Yeah, what we're gonna call them the Caucasus. There we go. This is a small, stabby, plant-eating thing. Look at the pretty rings. There we go. Okay. Okay. And now, we begin. Or, well, we continue. And we're just gonna keep grabbing some plant matter. And probably the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna save up, and we're gonna get more mouths. So we can both filter feed all this little bits of algae, but also we can murder things. Like this guy. Get stabbed, idiot. Come on. What, you wanted to take my lettuce? I'm gonna stab you. Come on. Come on. Ow. Stab. You see, that's the thing. I'm not a predatory animal. I'm not doing this because I need to survive. I'm just doing this out of spite. Come on. Stab. Fuck you. Go away. Just an angry vegan at this point. Meat is murder, but you know what else is murder? Murdering people! I'm just saying, you know, vegans are technically the only animals that can consent to being eaten. So, you know, just explain it to them, you know, be like, hey, I'm really hungry and I need meat. They may give it to you. They may serve themselves up. Do you think, like, making fun of vegans counts as hate speech? I'm just... It's kind of one of those things of... I never really considered that, but, like, at the same time, like, I don't know. What do you think if like, making fun of vegans like that does actually, like, count as, violating YouTube's, rules on that. It's a good question, actually. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody... What the hell? Just... Oh, the current of the water just suddenly kicked in. Okay. Ooh, that's a big thing. Alright, well I have the poisons... no, I have the jet now. No, poison spit. I need food. There we go. Hi. Yeah. Okay, you're just a no-clipping cheater. How much is it for a mouth? I forget. Did a lot for a mouth? I honestly can't remember. We should possibly... See, I kind of want to find something that has, like, the fins. We can, like, stab... Yeah, those things. We can, like, stab these guys and get their, you know, fins. Because they're going to be, like, also clustering around us. They're also a lot faster than me, unfortunately. Oh. Well, fortunately, they'll just jump into that guy's mouth. But, I don't know. Is being eaten by me really that horrible a fate? If they would leap into the jaws of another just to avoid me? I don't know. Maybe. This is a very, large... Actually, what the hell is that? I was gonna say those are like sand dollars floating around, but no, that couldn't possibly... Well, this is supposed to be like microbes. Oh yeah, come on. Give me your poison. Nah, okay. We're not nearly fast enough. You know what, we're actually going to call it mate since we have 15 DNA. General rule of thumb I go by in this stage is if you have 15 DNA to spend, you may as well just call a mate and get it going. I don't know. Shit, I am so sorry, people watching. Alright, yeah, it's 15 for a, Alright, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna have... There we go. And that'll be, like, our weird catfish-like evolution. Alright. But now we can eat, like, everything, which means we'll finish this stage even faster. We can, you know, eat any, like, random inconsequential things, but also we can get points by just eating normal, little creatures like you. Come here. Alright, come on. Come on. Yeah! Yeah. Rock up on something smaller and slower than you, and then it just pulls a knife. Come on. Problem with being smaller and slower than them is that I can't catch them when they start running away. This is, very much a problem. Okay, you're like more or less trapped. You, come on. No. Are they gonna heal from eating? Can they heal from eating? I don't know, actually. There we go. Yeah, meat. Delicious, savory morsels of cell flesh. I don't know what the hell this stuff actually is. Oh, ugh. I ran into its skid mark just from when it died. Oh hey, poison. Nice. Poison is one of those weird things that, I just, like, even back when I first started playing this game, again, back in 2008, I've just noticed that, like, if you don't get it into cell stage, it is really hard to unlock later on. Which, I guess is balanced? Question mark? I don't know. I never really questioned the decision-making on that, because it's like, on one hand, it's not that vital. You can, there are much easier... Why am I trying to attack my own friends? I don't know. There are, like, more efficient ways of, like, going about your murderizing. There we go. Meat. We're probably going to end up being an omnivore by the end of this, because apparently your diet is not pressured by, you know, your environment. It's more just like, how much meat did you eat back when you could just eat anything? And so I guess you get a taste for it. Which, look, I think the take that this is not actually all that accurate a depiction of evolution and like natural selection is not exactly a fresh take. It's more just kind of, yeah, that's just kind of how things are, you know? Okay, I'm just gonna like repeatedly stab this guy apparently with my ass spike. Man, could you imagine if we had ass spikes as a species, how much society would have changed or perhaps been improved if human beings had like a roughly 7-inch spike protruding like just above their anus. I don't know what purpose that would serve other than to like make mating more of a complicated issue, but I don't know. You know what? Just maybe it had to be like retractable. Like it just kind of like scrunches back into you when you're horny. Well, there goes the not having to age restrict this video. Oh well. I regret nothing. This man is going to, again, just constantly stab himself on my spike. Come on. Come on. Come on. Keep stabbing. Haha! Aw. Alright. Call him, mate. We got plenty of DNA. Alright. Wee. I just get tased midway through the mating ritual. That's certainly a thing. Okay, so I think we're going to take the poison. And I think that's going to be it. I don't think we really need to worry about too much else. Actually, you know what we could do? We could instead change... There we go. Now we have, like, fins in order to go faster and turn better, apparently. There's a lot of weird... Like, the stats in the stealth stage are incredibly strange because they aren't entirely accurate. Hey, they're, like, bullying these cucumbers. Well, they're dead now. That's what you get. Oh, fuck you. Okay. I don't know, I'm not sure what all is there to comment on at this point. Nothing particularly zany has happened. But that's just kind of how it goes sometimes, eh? Oop. Alright, I don't know what the hell just happened there. I think a quirk of the physics just kind of caused me to get... I will defend you! Yeah! Oh, they also died. Well, no sense of, no sense of letting it all go to waste. Alright. We have 23 DNA now. And there's those things. They're called maws. That's called a megamouth. I forgot if you clicked on things in this stage, it actually gave you, like, stats. Like, that actually matters during this stage. I never quite understood the cell stage. Because, like, you'd think, because the online database that surprisingly is still more or less functional in this Anno Domini 2025, it saves cells, and you can even share them online to, like, kind of show them off, but, like, it never imports them into your game from other people's saves. You never run into, like, other people's cells. Which I always thought was kind of weird. Like, they never, they never really did that. They also have, like, loads of parts in the cell stage. I know this, like, there's loads of parts in the cell stage that are, like, variants of existing parts that just for some reason you just never, like, see. I'm gonna enter the cell creator before we, like, fully evolve. Yeah, it's kind of like a weird, like, this game is just a menagerie of strange cut or not, like, quite fully implemented stuff. It's actually kind of, I don't know, it's weird. I'm gonna, like, bloat this out even more. Just to add, like, another set of fins. There we go. And we're gonna make the mouth slightly larger, bring those in more, bring these in more. And make the eyes, like, slightly larger. Okay, we're, like, kind of building, like, a big creature, all things considered. And despite being... Despite being originally herbivorous, we have, like, kind of become these weird... Aw, well, let's not let that go to waste. Oh, hey, look, more things we've passively murdered with our, like, weird chemtrail of... Ow. Something just stabbed me. And it doesn't matter, for I have gained intellect. A minimal amount of intellect, but I have gained intellect nonetheless. Congratulations, you are on the path to sentience. Very good. Congratulations, yes. Okay, so this is where I mean we get the one of three endings. So basically, depending on how we play the game, and what constitutes, like, a positive or negative karma action varies from stage to stage, and then in Space Stage it just doesn't matter, which is, again, kind of one of those, I don't know why they really bothered with this. I feel like it just should have been, like, kind of random, and they just ditch the abilities. Or maybe have these be, like, things you research? I don't know. It's... Hindsight being what it is sort of... You can see where a lot of the potential of this game could have been if they just implemented things slightly differently. But yeah, so because... we, like, every time we ate a plant, we gained karma. Every time we ate meat, we lost karma. And depending on where we end up on this scale will determine what we're going to be like in the next stage. And as things go on, we unlock more and more passive abilities that then will culminate in kind of whatever ends up being. So for this, we ended up being an omnivore, which is kind of what I wanted. So now we must go into the cell, not the cell, the early creature creator, which is like... It's a weird one. I'll talk about more of that when we get there, but I am probably not going to stop recording, but I'm going to, like, make a break in the video here, and when we come back from a break, it will be another episode, and I will design our land creature. That'll be like a whole episode, because I'm pretty sure we can get 15-20 minutes out of that. No problem. Just kind of thinking about what we want to do with our creature. Because I tend to overthink things too much in that respect. And then probably I'll go to, like, the first... I don't know. May go to, like, the first, like, pack member. We'll have to see. But, yeah. I'll see you all then. If this is the end of the episode, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Take care.